Hey, welcome back to this tutorial on C# programming. So far, we've created a solution that has two projects. We have a car class library, and we also have a console app. And the console app just prints the value of our two cars. In this video, we're going to add some more classes. So let's go and create a class called a store. So I'm going to right-click on the class library, choose Add a New Item. And this is going to be a class. Let's call this thing, what am I going to call it? Let's call it the store. How about? Let's try that again. Store. All right, so I want my store to have two lists. I want to have an inventory list, and I also want a shopping cart. So let's do a property again and use the double tab to do the shortcut. So my store is now going to be not of type int, but it's going to be of a type list. A list of cars. So I use the word list and then the bracket car and the close bracket. And we'll call this thing the car list. So this is like the catalog of everything that can be bought in the store. Now the next one is going to be very similar. So let's type in prop, and I'm going to type in list of another different list. This one is going to be my shopping list. So you might call that the cart. So we have two lists of type car, and then we're going to be able to fill those with different items. All right, so now when the store is created, we need a constructor. So let's do public store, which is the constructor type. And if we start a generic store, I'm going to have something called the car list is going to be equal to a new, let's see, we'll do a new list of type cars. And then also the shopping lists, we're going to initialize it. So if you forget to initialize these things, you'll get errors. They will come up with a null exception or something like that. Now I believe that I forgot I need to put in the parentheses behind those little brackets. That tells me it's a new type of list and it's going to be empty. All right, so the next thing I want to do is create a new function or a new method. Methods are the actions of a class, and this method is called checkout. The point of checkout is I'm going to look at all of the cars that are in the shopping list and then return the total cost to the whatever function called this. And so that's why it has a return value of decimal. The first thing I want to do is initialize the value of the cart. So the total cost I'm going to set as a value of 0. So the next item is going to go through the shopping list. So remember, the shopping list is a list of cars. So I want to take the total cost, which starts at 0, and I want to add the value of the price of each car. So I'm going to aggregate. I'm going to add on to the total cost. So another way I could write that is total cost equals total cost plus c.price. So either way is acceptable. Now at the end of my checkout process, I'm going to have a return value. So let's return the total cost. However, since I am checking out, it is time to empty the list. So let's do shopping list. And I think there is a clear method. There is. Clear means empty out whatever's in the list. So that should give it no cars anymore. So I'm going to create a new variable called store. And I don't want to take the suggestions. It says store s equals a new store. And as you can see, it doesn't like the way I'm typing this because it doesn't know about store yet. So let's go see what we can do for potential fixes. I'm going to highlight here, hover, and choose potential fixes. However, this time it doesn't appear that the suggestions are working. I can't see any suggestions for what a new store. So the reason why this one's not working and the other one was, I could add a car, but I can't add a store, is because of the scope here. So if I look at store, you can see that the class is just listed as class. For car, I had it listed as public. And so let's switch back to store and add the word public in there and save it. Now if I come back into program, you can see that store is recognized as a valid item. Okay, so let's go with s dot car list. Now let's go shopping list. And can I add an item? It is. I can add an item, and I'm going to add C. And let's do the shopping cart again. And let's add D. So I add my two cars, and now I want to check out. So let's do a new item. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come up with a new value. It's called total, and it will check out the value of the store. Now let's see if I can do a console write and print out that. So that should be the value of everything in the store. So first of all, the first car was worth $0. The second one was worth $9,200. Let's give this one a little bit more value. So I'm going to make up a new car. I'm going to call it the Nissan Sentra and give him a 7,000 something. All right, so now let's run the store and see what we get for a value here. We should have somewhere about, what, 7 plus 9, that should be 16,000 something. And what do we get? It does say 16,522. Okay, so that shows that our properties and the store method called checkout seem to be working. That's a good stopping point for now. We're going to add some more functionality to our application so we can add and remove cars as we wish as users.